Hey, I can't wait anymore. Only 2 months left until June, you know. Let's discuss it when we meet next time, okay? I can't wait to take over the wedding. I'll change everything that delusional girl prepared into my plans. I'm so looking forward to it. When are you free, baby? I want to see you soon. Karen? Come on, just call me honey like you always do. Calling my name seems so formal now. We're about to get married, you know. Let's get even more lovey-dovey. I think you're chatting with the wrong person. Nope, I'm not. I just can't wait to see you, baby. Oh, right. I need to try on my dress, too. Yeah. That delusional girl who's hanging around you, what's her name again? Melanie? She's on the bigger side, so I need to alter it one size smaller. If I wear it as is, it'll be all loose and might just slip off. Imagine, that'll be so embarrassing. Baby, what's your favorite color? Pink, I guess? I knew it. It suits me, right? So let's go with pink. I'll sneakily try some samples on while at work tomorrow. Are you sure you can do that? Of course, no worries. I'll just say I'm tidying up the fitting room or something. I know everything about the venue, easy peasy, leave it to me. Besides, you've got to be bold if you want to hijack a wedding, right? True. By the way, what do you mean by hijacking a wedding? Did we talk about it? Oh my God, you forget? We made a promise, remember? To hijack her wedding and have our own. Ah, that's right. Are you drunk or something? Yeah, a little. I thought so. Well, I've been having a few drinks too. I get upset thinking about you with that girl, so I'm binge drinking. So you better take responsibility and come see me. I can't right now. I'm with some colleagues. If you keep this up, I'll tell my brother. Your brother? Yep, if I tell him, you'll be in big trouble. So let's meet soon and talk about the wedding. Yes, but changing the plan might cost money. I better work hard now, so I don't think we can meet soon. I'll do my best for our wedding. Aw, baby, you're so sweet, working hard for me. But don't push yourself. I can easily tweak the number and make a luxurious wedding more affordable. Can you really do that? It's all good. The owner of my wedding venue is pretty easy to sway, so a little flirting would do the magic. Oh, but don't get me wrong, I'm doing it all for us. I've been devoted to my baby all along. Thank you. Ugh, seriously, your reaction's so lame. So sorry. More importantly, tell that girl about us already. Break up with her soon. I've been faithful to you. You should be too. Or else I'm going to cry. Calm down. Let's talk about this later. I'll call you again. Well, all right. Promise me. You better keep the promise. My name is Melanie. I'm a 26-year-old preparing for the wedding with my one and only Keith in June. The exchange you just saw was with our wedding planner, Karen. She seemed to contact me by mistake, thinking I was Keith. The content of the conversation was something I couldn't just overlook. I didn't want to believe he would cheat after being together for so long. There might have been more to this than meets the eye. I wanted to believe in him more than her words, so I decided to talk to him directly, and then I learned an unexpected truth. Hi, Karen. Hi, Melanie. How are you? How may I help you today? Do you want to reschedule our next meeting? No, it's not that. Is it about changing the plan? If it's about changing the menu, we can discuss it here. If it's about the setup, I'd prefer to discuss it in person. Well, I want to change my dress to pink and one size smaller. Also, a bit of alterations to the setup. And I heard it could be much cheaper. Is that right? Please look into it. Excuse me? What are you talking about? Oh, did I get something wrong? You were talking about this just yesterday. Me? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, was that about the wedding plan for you and Keith? Sorry, I got confused. What? I have no idea what you're saying. No use trying to hide it now. I know everything. Seriously, what's this about? You accidentally sent all the details to me. No way. Can you check your chat history? Oh, damn. Well, this just makes things easier then. You should break up with him soon. Someone like you, who's not exactly pretty, isn't a match for him. Plus, he'd be happier with me than with you. Ugh, do you even realize the unprofessionalism of what you're doing as a wedding planner? What's wrong with it? I'm just trying to marry the person I love. I'm a woman before I'm a wedding planner. What's wrong with being in love and wanting to be with the one I love? He's my fiancé to begin with. It's just wrong to get involved with him. What can I do? It was love at first sight. When you guys came to tour the venue for the first time, I was struck by lightning. I thought it was fate. Then I found out he works for the big corporation, Universal Gate. It was like the final piece of the puzzle. I had to make him mine. So you made a move on him. Don't say it like that. He noticed my charm. During the meeting, he kept looking into my eyes and sending me passionate glances. It's pretty normal to look at someone when you're talking to them, right? Is that all your basis? You sound like a love-struck teenager. It doesn't sound like something an adult would do. No, you don't get it. Those eyes were burning with love. You just can't see it because you're a failure as a woman. That's not true. But he reacted to me. He's going to leave you and marry me. He said he prefers beautiful me over an ugly duckling like you. Did he really say that? Yes, he's mine. Haha, you just can't admit it, huh? This is his true feeling. No way. Finally, you understand, right? Just give up and break up with him. He wouldn't do something like this. I won't give up. I still believe in him. Believing doesn't cut it, you know. If you think about it rationally, I'm obviously a better choice than an old lady like you. So back off. I won't believe it until I hear it from him. There's no way he'd choose a crazy woman like you. He's a faithful guy. Let me give you some advice, lady. There's no such thing as certainty in this world, and the beautiful ones always win. No matter how faithful a guy is, he'll fall for my charm. Ready to admit defeat? I'm telling you, Karen, you're going down. Haha, you'd better reconsider. If you do that, he could lose his job, you know. What do you mean? I'm glad you asked. You see, I have a big brother who's 17 years older than me, and guess what? He's Keith's boss at work. When I found out where he worked, I was surprised. My brother absolutely adores me, so if I tell him anything bad about Keith, it'll end his career. I mean, he's practically the CEO's right-hand man. No way. You can't get away with doing something like that. Who are you to say what's allowed? I won't follow your rules. You've been annoying. I'll never let you take Keith from me. Sure. I don't need you to let him go. He's already mine. I bet he's coming home late again today. He's meeting me. Oh, I'm so excited. Finally, tonight. After this, I continued to receive messages and calls from Karen, like, he hates you, and break up. In addition to that, there were a few days where I found harassment signs and dozens of letters at my home and office. While it was disturbing enough on the phone, having it reach my workplace started to affect my personal life. I experienced mental health issues and became fearful of going outside. Worried about me, Keith decided to tell me the truth. Upon hearing it, my anger toward her began to boil over. It's about time you face some consequences. Not just for me, but all my colleagues are getting annoyed with the signs at my workplace. Can you please stop this harassment? I'll stop if you break up with Keith. It's understandable that someone like you, who's not the best looking, is clinging to him for fear of not finding anyone else. Give it up already. You're still saying that? I have no intention of breaking up with him, and he says the same thing. So, it's you who should give up. Ugh, you're such a sore loser. I'll tell my brother and get him fired. See, if you don't leave him soon, it'll cause trouble for him. What you're saying is impossible. Your brother's indeed his boss, but he's not the CEO's right-hand man. Ha! What are you saying? What do you know? I'm getting the information directly from him. Are you saying he's lying to me? Yes, that's exactly it. He's just putting up a front and telling lies. What's your basis? If I talk about it, it'll take a while. Is that okay? Don't beat around the bush, just spill it. I saw the messages you sent to Keith. What? How dare you invade his privacy? It's not an invasion. I got his consent, of course. When I was suffering mentally because of your harassment, he told me the truth. At that time, he showed me the chat history. Seriously? Yes, I read every word. So I know that you threatened him, telling him to be with you or lose his job. You even implied that something would happen to me if he refused. That's a serious crime, you know. It's extortion. Shut up. That's nothing to do with my brother lying. Wait, there's more to the story, so listen carefully. We took this evidence to his CEO and had a direct conversation with him. There's no way an employer would fire someone for that. Then, to my surprise, the CEO turned out to be my childhood friend's big brother. What a coincidence, isn't it? And get this, the person who works as his right-hand man is my childhood friend. The world sure is a small place. Huh? Wait, didn't you say before that your big brother is the right-hand man? My childhood friend has 2 brothers and no sister. Something's not adding up here. Oh my God, so is my brother really lying? Then what's his title? He's Keith's boss, but just a regular employee. He has no power to fire anyone. No way. But it doesn't really matter. As the authority of the wedding venue staff, your wedding is now mine. Your fiancé, dress, and everything else, they're all mine. No matter what anyone says, Keith and I are getting married. If we push through with it, I win. He says he wants to marry me. He chooses me over an old lady like you. Wait, we're already married. What? Who's the guy? Of course, it's Keith. We got married yesterday. Because you were so persistent, we thought it was better to get married first and make it official. What the heck? So he isn't going to be mine? Right. In fact, he never had any intention of being yours. He couldn't outright refuse you because you kept threatening him that you'd do something to me. So he won't marry me? No, he said he'd never marry you. Well then, forget it. I'll give him back to you. I don't want a guy who won't love me anyway. That's incredibly rude. Don't contact me anymore, okay? Do you really think you can just walk away like nothing ever happened? I'm letting you have him, so it's over. Anyway, you used the sneaky tactic of getting married ahead of me for that purpose, didn't you? Of course not, and I'm going to claim damages from you. Damages? I didn't have an affair and have no reason to pay you anything. Compensation for the trouble, defamation, and emotional distress. I want $10,000 for the harassment you caused and another $20,000 for my workplace for the destruction of property. Plus, you harassed Keith as well. You acted like a stalker, right? So, I'll need another $10,000 for him. Goddamn, I can't afford that much. But why? I only wanted to make the guy I love mine. You should pay damages for taking my loved one. You used such a lame method by getting married ahead of me. You didn't have the courage to fight fair because you're so much less attractive than me, coward. You say I took him away from you, but he was my fiancé in the first place. And I didn't want to have my wedding where there's someone so crazy as a staff. I explained everything to your boss and asked for the wedding to be cancelled. Wait, you talked to my boss? Of course. It's outrageous that a wedding planner would make advances on someone else's fiancé, right? Besides, you mentioned some pretty unacceptable things, like using your position to lower the cost. So, it's crucial to address this kind of situation promptly. No wonder my boss keeps calling me. He said if it turns out to be true after investigation, he'd fire you. He asked me to reconsider canceling the wedding. No. I don't want to get fired. Being a wedding planner was my dream. If I get fired over something like this, I won't be able to do this job anymore. Please, I apologize. Just tell him it was a misunderstanding. This is your fault, even if it was your dream job. It's so stupid to do something dishonest instead of working honestly and end up getting fired. You really should reflect on what you did. No, I can't get fired. Please. Please spare me. If I lose my job, I can't pay you compensation. At the very least, tell him it was a misunderstanding. No way. I can't risk having you do the same to someone else. I promise I'll never do it, so please, forgive me. I just want to keep my job. Why don't you explain it to your boss, not me? Well, even if you lose your job, make sure you pay the compensation. I'll also send an official letter to your family. Don't even think about running away. I'm really sorry. I won't do this again, so please spare me. Please let me go. Afterward, the venue decided to terminate Karen and offered to cover 75% of the wedding expenses as compensation. After discussing it with Keith and our families, we decided to go ahead since we didn't have any complaints about the actual venue. We settled with Karen on a payment plan for the compensation. From what I hear, she's been struggling to find a job and is working part-time day and night. Her youthful appearance from back then has apparently aged significantly. As for the liar of her brother, I hear he's been demoted due to poor work performance and has become estranged from Keith. It's a relief that the connection to a dishonest person has been severed from him. We finished our wedding and now we're actively searching for a new home.
How could you show up after what you did? I didn't know you were such a brave person, Heidi. I didn't know you were such a terrible person either. I just came to my father's funeral. I didn't expect you to pour a bucket of water on me. The look on your face? It was amazing. You were frozen. Of course, anyone would freeze. I got a bucket of water splashed as soon as I got there. None of those taxis wanted me to get in after that. I had a friend in the neighborhood who helped me. You should have caught a cold or something. That's what you get for having the nerve to attend a funeral. That doesn't make any sense at all. What's wrong with a daughter coming to her father's funeral? I don't remember doing anything to be kicked out. Huh? You are after your father's inheritance. Huh? My father's inheritance? A funeral is a place to mourn the deceased. Those people who are after money should be kicked out. You deserve it. I was there to mourn the death of my father. I was not there for his inheritance. You're lying. We haven't heard from you at all until now. You came to the funeral all of a sudden. You were there for his inheritance. It's true. I never visited my parents. I didn't keep in touch with my father. But that was a comfortable distance between us. Huh? It's crazy not to see your parents for decades. You came to your father's funeral for the inheritance. No, I told you so many times. A lot was going on between my father and me. I'll explain everything, just listen to me first. No way! I'm not listening to a lousy person. You're after your parents' inheritance because you don't have a college degree. Huh? I heard that you're a high school dropout. So, you don't make enough money, right? That's why you want more money. I indeed dropped out of high school. But I don't like it when people assume I'm poor based on my education. Please don't get mad at me because I'm telling the truth. Your attitude makes you more miserable. Huh? You need to leave now. You have no right to be here. All right, take care of the rest. Don't come back. I didn't think you were this clueless. Don't you ever show your face in front of us again.
I'm really sorry about earlier. I didn't expect Luna to do something like that.
If you feel sorry for me, kick Luna out of the funeral now. I won't be able to see my father if she's there.
I know, but I'm sorry. You have to give up this time.
Huh?
Luna took care of Dad by herself for a long time. I left most of the work to Luna because I had to work. She's the one who took care of him till the end. So please understand Luna's feelings.
So you're saying I forced my sister-in-law to care for my father?
From Luna's point of view, yes.
You guys decided to live with Dad and take care of everything, didn't you? I gave some money in advance to pay for the nursing home, and you know that, right? You didn't have to move in with Dad if you had used that money.
Well, I could have done that, but I spent that money.
What?
I got the money from Dad. Then I fell into temptation. I thought it would be alright if I spent a little bit.
Huh?
I quickly spent more than half of it, when I realized it was not enough for Dad's nursing home.
You're kidding. What kind of idiot would you be to spend all that money?
That's why I took care of Dad at home. I'm sorry I spent all that money. We took care of Dad.
Don't become defiant, you stupid brother. Then it's your fault that I got water dumped on me.
That's why I said I'm sorry about that.
I really can't believe you anymore. I set aside $80,000 and you spent over half of it?
Huh? $80,000? Wait a minute. It was $30,000, right?
What?
The money you set aside for Dad's care. Why are you saying $80,000?
What are you talking about? I made sure I had $80,000. I transferred $80,000 to Dad's account.
What? Are you sure? Luna said there was only $30,000.
Did she?
Luna has been managing Dad's account for a long time, and when we decided to take care of him, Luna withdrew all the money and gave it to me. The amount at that time was $30,000.
Then you fall into temptation and spend it. Then later you had no choice but to care for him at home.
Well, something like that.
That's very suspicious. I did transfer $80,000 and you got $30,000. It's also suspicious that Luna gave you the money in cash.
What are you trying to say?
I won't say anything right now. Check the account where the money was. Otherwise, I will tell everyone that you've used Dad's money. Hurry up. Luna, can I have a word with you? I have a question I want to ask you. What's going on, loser? Huh? Didn't you tell me you never want to contact me again? How can you just send me a message? High school dropouts need more common sense. Stop saying terrible things. I wanted to graduate from high school and go to college. I know your situation. You couldn't go to school because your father lost his job, right? And the company you started after that became successful. Your father quickly became wealthy. Your brother Steve went to a private university. How can you make fun of me, knowing those circumstances? No matter what happened to you in the past, you are still a high school dropout. There's no point in me feeling sorry for you. Huh? You didn't visit your parents after you left. Thanks to that, they treated me like their daughter. I did my best to take care of them. Steve and I should receive Dad's inheritance. You did nothing for your dad. You are not entitled to receive it. The word "did nothing" is offensive to me. It's true that I never visited my parents and I didn't take care of them, but I did pay $80,000 for the care. Huh? How is a poor person supposed to help out? I heard you managed my father's account. My father gave you some money for a nursing home, right? I transferred that money to my father. What?
I dropped out of high school, but I worked longer. I had more money saved up than other people my age. I couldn't care for him, so I transferred the money to him.
Is that right?
So it's not like I didn't do anything.
But it wasn't enough. That money was gone in an instant with today's nursing home expenses.
Is that so?
Yes, it's so expensive. So you didn't do anything, right? All the inheritance belongs to Steve and I, right?
Huh?
We paid for all the care expenses, so we'll get the inheritance with those expenses added on top of it. Besides, in-laws who care for the person also have the right to receive the inheritance, so there's not much left for you.
I see. That's how you and Steve monopolized my father's inheritance.
You didn't take care of him. You have no right to complain. All the inheritance belongs to Steve and me. I'm sure he saved a lot of money because he was the company president.
My father's inheritance is nothing.
What?
I'm sorry, but my father's inheritance is almost nothing. He disposed of everything before he died. He sold all the real estate and donated the money somewhere.
He donated everything?
Oh, but I guess he kept some. When I gave him the money for his care, he said he'd keep some for his funeral. So he must have some in savings and get rid of the rest.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? Did he donate his money? That can't be true. Your father was the president of a company. He owns some real estate. His assets must be several hundred million.
Did you calculate my father's assets?
I should be aware of his assets. I don't believe you. Your father has 2 children who are entitled to inherit the estate. Did he ignore his children and sell all of his real estates?
He got rid of it because he was thinking of Steve and me. He wanted everything to be fair between his children.
What does that mean?
My father was very considerate of me.
I don't understand it. Thinking of his children? And that he got rid of his assets?
You know I'm a high school dropout. My father felt the worst about it. He felt it was his fault that his daughter had to suffer so much. So when my younger brother Steve graduated from college, he gave me all the money he had spent on Steve's tuition in one lump sum.
All of them?
Steve went to a private school from high school. He went to a famous private university. That alone cost him more than $1 million.
And you received all of that in one lump sum?
I also got my car. So it's about $200,000.
That much?
He gave me all the money he spent on Steve, and he told me not to worry about him, because he put me through a lot. He told me if I had time to visit him, I should spend that time and money on myself. He would manage all his assets so we could avoid fighting over his inheritance.
Huh?
He was traumatized by the trouble he caused when Steve and I were kids, and I took my father's word and did what made me happy.
Oh no, that can't be true. Then why did I live with him and take care of him? You didn't do anything and you got more. I've worked so hard for him.
What? You guys are the ones who decided to live with him and take care of him. My father didn't ask you guys to do that. I even gave him money for his care. He could have gone to a nursing home, but you didn't choose those options.
What do you mean you didn't choose? We didn't have a choice. I didn't want him to live away from his family, and most of all, we didn't have enough money.
Of course not. I gave my father $80,000. You understand how much money that is, right?
But...
I decided to do this when I got the money from my father. I told him not to worry about the past. My father was working so hard to make the company absolutely successful. I was saving up so that he could enjoy his retirement as much as possible. So, I saved up the $80,000. Then I told him I wanted to show him my appreciation. I transferred the money to my father's account.
But it wasn't enough. $80,000 would be gone in no time for his care. I thought I could pay off the money I took out when I got the inheritance. In fact, I thought it would be more than enough. Am I the only one losing out after all my hard work?
Huh?
Don't be so arrogant with $80,000. That's not that much. You should have at least $100 million to provide for your parents' retirement.
Wait a minute, Luna. $80,000? You only gave me $30,000.
What?
Seriously, what's going on? You gave me $30,000 saying you withdrew the entire amount, right? What's $80,000?
Wait. Who are you? Steve? Why are you messaging me?
My sister told me to check the account transaction history, so I did. And I came to my sister to talk about it. What's going on, Luna?
Wait. Account history? Did you look at that?
Yeah, I saw it all. He had $80,000 in it, and it was being withdrawn frequently. Then the balance became $30,000 in no time. What does this mean?
Oh no, that...
You said it was a hassle to withdraw money for nursing care every time. You gave me $30,000 in cash to avoid withdrawing each time. You said I should have it all because I was Dad's son. Was there $80,000?
Let's see.
I can understand why you'd be excited with that much money. I use that money, so I can't speak for others.
What? Did you spend that money too?
But I only spent about $10,000. But you spent $50,000. And you withdrew it from your father-in-law's account without permission. That's a bit much.
No. Wait. Listen to me. I was a little tired, so I went for retail therapy. I didn't intend to spend this much.
You've got to be kidding me. Do you think you can get away with that excuse?
What the hell? I mean, it doesn't matter how much I spent. You did the same thing.
Huh? $10,000 and $50,000 are totally different.
It's the same. It's not my fault.
That's enough. I'm going back there now. We're going to have a discussion. Of course, I'll consider divorce.
What? Divorce?
This is all your fault. I'll make you take responsibility.
This shouldn't be true. It's not just my fault, but Steve wants a divorce. He said he's divorcing me if I didn't return the $50,000.
Are you going to be able to do that?
Of course not.
Oh dear.
He shouldn't have donated all his money. I spent it all thinking I'd be okay with the inheritance. But there's no estate, no nothing.
You and Steve are so pathetic. It doesn't matter how much you guys spent. You both used my parents' money for retirement. You two need to apologize to each other.
I'd like that too. But Steve says it's all my fault. He was planning to build a new house with his inheritance. He needs to pay for the architect soon.
What? A new house?
I didn't know about it. Steve blames it all on me. Heidi, please lend me some money. You have more savings than anyone your age, right? Do you still have some money left?
Yes, I do. I still have some left, but I won't give you a penny.
Oh, no.
According to you, I was a high school dropout loser. I don't know what will happen anytime soon, and I can't give you that precious money, can I?
Oh, no, it's just that...
So you two do your best, okay? I'm sure you'll be able to handle it since you guys think alike.
After that, I found out Luna spent all the $50,000 on a casino, and Steve spent all on online games. They both have gambling addictions. They were relying on my father's inheritance. Steve had to cancel the plans to build a new house, but they had to pay for the architect who had already started making the blueprint. So they lost all the money they had. They did not get divorced. They are still living as a couple with no savings and many arguments.